The graph shows the height above ground in meters of a ball x seconds after the ball was launched upward from a platform. Which statement is the best interpretation of the marked point 1, 4.8 in this context? So we're given this graph, a parabolic sort of graph, and we're also given that this graph represents a situation where a ball is thrown upwards, and that x represents the seconds after the ball was launched upwards, and that y represents the height above the ground. We're also given this point 1, 4.8, and we're asked for the context of this point, best interpretation of this point in this context. So knowing that x represents seconds, therefore this 1 represents seconds, and the y represents height above ground, so 4.8 represents 4.8 meters above the ground. So let's look at the answer choices. A. 1 second after being launched, the ball's height above ground is 4.8 meters. This seems to be the correct answer because x properly represents seconds, and this matches to the x in the coordinate point here. And the y represents the meters above ground, and this is correctly represented here where it says the ball's height above ground is 4.8 meters. So overall A seems to be the correct answer. B. 4.8 seconds after being launched, the ball's height above ground is 1 meter. This is incorrect because this would imply the 4.8 here in the y-coordinate represents seconds, and that the 1.0 here represents meters above ground. But this is not the case because 1.0 here is the x coordinate point, and that represents seconds after the ball is launched. And the 4.8 here represents the meters above ground. So B is incorrect. C. The ball was launched from an initial height of 1 meter with an initial velocity of 4.8 meters per second. This is incorrect because nowhere does it say that the y represents the initial velocity or that the initial height is represented by the x. So C is incorrect. D. The ball was launched from an initial height of 4.8 meters with an initial velocity of 1 meter per second. This is incorrect because, like C, nowhere does it mention initial velocity or initial height for x or y coordinate axes. Therefore, D is incorrect. And the correct answer is A.